Here's Joe Biden with a new ad showing empty stadiums. And again, this is Joe Biden attempting to basically lay low. See if there's anything even remotely controversial you can find in this ad.
Weather by opening day standard. We're going to be in the 60s. Enjoy the game. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem.
What? Let's get back in the game. That's the only thing for those who are just listening. The only thing we saw was images of empty stadiums, empty beaches, empty schools, and a chyron that says Trump put America on the sidelines. Let's get back into the game. Well, I don't understand what the message is. Are we supposed to go back into school and go back into the sports stadiums? Or is it a more complicated metaphor here that I'm missing out? I mean, the only thing that's controversial about that ad, I mean, in other words, is boy, coronavirus sucks. And who is that ad for? It's for people who apparently, I mean, look, coronavirus is real. The problem is that Donald Trump's response has been horrible. And you want to get back into the game safely. That's the point. And the point is Donald Trump has not made it safe. Yet, in much of the places that Donald Trump is running this campaign, they're out there doing this and they don't care. That's an ad that is geared towards Republicans. And that's all well and good if they are, if that's just extra cash they got lying around because they've mobilized everybody else. But I have some real questions about that. I'm concerned. I want Joe Biden to win because I want Donald Trump to lose. I want him not to be president anymore.
I might be reading into it too much, but do you think they're also sort of sending that message of like, we'll be global leaders again on the global game, the global stage? I know it's all very pastoral imagery, but I mean, that image was big in the DNC. I don't know.
Maybe. But I don't know. I mean, maybe that's consistent with like, we won't be a laughing stock anymore. But is the fact that we're a laughing stock, a very subtle play that like we'll be a world leader again. Is that enough to change people's minds? Like, that's the problem, is that they're fishing in waters where there are no fish. And you can afford to do that if you're convinced that this election's not about you. Like, you don't have to mobilize. Your people are already coming out there. But I'm not so convinced. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But they have done everything they could to keep Joe Biden from allowing Donald Trump to attack Joe Biden. And that was working, right? I mean, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were saying they can't find anything to get anything to stick onto Joe Biden. But then there are things that crop up in real life where Joe Biden has to essentially establish a position, and he has to define that position. He's allowing Donald Trump to define that position for him. He's got to establish a position that will not alienate the people who are sympathetic with what's going on with the streets, but at the same time won't screw up his strategy, which is to convince Donald Trump voters to vote for him. And that's the problem, is that you were banking on nothing like that coming up. And that's the danger of this. And there, look, the Republicans, it may not be fair. It may not be fair to say Joe Biden is responsible for what's going on the streets in these Democrat cities. It's not, obviously, it doesn't make any sense at all. Joe Biden's, in his basement. He's not in charge of any of this. But the bottom line is, it's sticking to him, and he has no way to pivot off.